I'm no good at this. Well, you know, I've only had a chance to get to know Gerry. I've only had a chance to get to know Gerry since 1954. And during that period of time, I went through 12 years of seminary, and Gerry went through the remaining of, I think, about 8 or 9. I went to Alaska after I left my seminary days, and I went into the military. But recently, Mary will probably confirm, for the last 5 or 10 years, I've gotten closer again to Gerry. And I have to tell you, from the bottom of my heart, this man was special. God put him on this earth for a special reason. He put him on this earth to help us, to be an example for us, to show us how to be calm and gentle, to lead us, to hold us together. Gerry started this email group that we enjoy today of all the former seminarians and priests. We probably have about 50 members, and we write, too much a day. So it's just a blessing to be able to come here, even in our sadness. And to Mary especially, our hopes and joys are with you. Okay? Thank you, Gerry. Thank you so much for being all that you were to us.
I'm here with my daughter, Erin. I'm Gerry's stepdaughter, but I really consider him to be more like my dad. I wrote this down in case I start crying. Gerry came into my life when I was 3 years old. I'll never forget the first day that I met Gerry. He showed up at the doorstep with his bright red hair and his bright hippie clothes, towering inferno, right? I clearly remember looking up at him as a young child, and I just knew that he was a special person. When my mom and Gerry first started dating, Gerry spent a lot of time in our house. He would play with me for hours. Our favorite thing to do was to play a hide-and-seek game called Gorilla. And Gerry would chase me around the house for hours on end, acting like a gorilla, and terrorize me, but of course it was a lot of fun at the time. Anyways, after Gerry and my mom got married, Gerry was an even more integral part of my life. He cooked, cleaned the house, fixed anything that needed to be fixed in the house, took me to school, and he even tutored me in math. Even though Gerry was my stepfather, like I said, he really was more like my dad because of the level of involvement he had in my life and the fact that I lost my own biological father when I was 15. One of my sweetest memories I have with Gerry was when I was about 10 years old. I remember I was talking to him in the living room, and he was lying down on the floor and he was actually crying. So I asked him what was going on. He didn't really respond to that, but what he said to me, and I'll never forget it, was, he said, "Susie, always follow your heart and do what you love, no matter what." Well, I took his advice, I followed my heart, and Gerry's advice, and he really inspired, he was the inspiration for me in getting a degree in holistic health and for becoming a health educator. While there have been many challenges that go along with being self-employed, I'm self-employed, I wouldn't trade it for the world because I've helped a lot of people in the process, and I love what I do. We all know that Gerry was a priest for 5 years. He helped the sick, the poor, and the dying. And as we know, Gerry was kind to everyone, strangers, neighbors, family, and friends. Gerry would welcome anyone into his home. It's my belief that Gerry was actually an enlightened being. In the Buddhist religion, they speak of enlightenment. While I'm not a practicing Buddhist, I embrace some of their belief systems and their philosophy. I believe that Gerry was what they call a bodhisattva. And a bodhisattva is an enlightened person that has the potential to reach nirvana, but delays in doing so out of compassion and service for others who are suffering. It is my belief that Gerry was like a bodhisattva, an enlightened being that came here to earth to serve others, which is what he did. So, what else would I want to say? Well, we all feel great loss of Gerry's departure. His legacy will live on in our hearts and our minds. And of course, remember, Gerry will always be there with us in spirit. Thank you for being here, everybody.
my stepfather. He was a step-grandpa. He was a really good person. I really miss him, but he still is here in some way. And one of my really funny memories is Jerry's cherry tomatoes, and also the gorilla. And so it's kind of like what my mom said. He would chase us around the house, and we would play hide and go seek with him, and he would like terrorize us. It was really funny. So, and Jerry's cherry tomatoes was, he had like in the backyard, he had vines of cherry tomatoes, and he would pick them all the time, and we came up with this name, Jerry's cherry tomatoes. And yeah, and I think Jerry came to this earth for like a reason, to like serve us all with happiness, because we all have good memories of him. He was a really good person, and I think all good people have a like bad ending, but it's best for him to be dead right now than suffering. So, yeah.
Very brief and lighthearted. I'm Brownie Allen. Once when I was in my I must lose weight mode, which has been going on for, I don't know, a long time, and I was saying that to Jerry really liked women. He said, Brownie, short, round, skinny, whatever. Women are wonderful, however they come, so just enjoy life and enjoy yourself. He really had a wonderful love of people.
Pleasure of living next door to Mary and Gerry for almost 4 years in about 7 years ago, I guess. And my wife was a diplomat. We had been posted to LA, and we didn't know anybody. And we were lucky enough that we found a house next door to them. They were our beloved neighbors for so long. We have a daughter who grew up without really knowing her real grandparents, but she had Gerry especially made a big impression on her, and of course she loved both Mary and Gerry. But she would come home from school and meet Gerry in the yard where he was doing something, working in the yard, and she would sit down for a lesson on one thing or another, and she became an enlightened gardener over a span of a couple months. She really loved them very much, and we felt, as a family that moves around a lot, because my wife is in the diplomatic service, that we were so fortunate to meet Mary and Gerry. They really changed our lives, and they helped our daughter by being kind of, in a way, a secondary parents. And they loved her with all their hearts, and we've never forgotten it. We appreciate it very much.
Tom came all the way from Virginia to be here, supporting me and recognizing the great friendship that we've developed with his family.
Really wonderful moments about Gerry, and that is that every morning for 20-something years, I would drive by at 7 o'clock, and Gerry would be at the front of the house, either gardening or doing something, and I would say, "Good morning, Gerry," and Gerry would always look up and say, "Good morning, Jenny," and I kept doing that until I knew that the day that he just waved, I knew that he didn't remember me anymore. But I also wanted to say that there is nothing more beautiful than the love story between Gerry and Mary. And I will be forever thankful of knowing Mary and Gerry, and how lucky Gerry was to have Mary. And I will say that to you over and over again. Jerry was lucky to have you, but you were the gem of his life, and we want to thank you for all that you've done in our walk, and we love you very much, Mary.
My name is Sue Welsh. I bring greetings to everyone from Building Bay. Once I'm here ahead of Gerry and the seminary and Al White. I am a person who lived the 60s within the framework of our Catholic Church in Los Angeles and was one of the founding members of Catholics United for Racial Equality with Building Bay. And we were brave enough, or perhaps foolish enough, to take on the Archdiocese on the issues of racial justice and Cardinal McIntyre by picketing him in 1963. And I tell that only because, being persona non grata for those years, it was Gerry Fallon who received me and still showed charity when we were called communists from the altars of the LA Diocese. So I always remember Gerry, not aligned with our effort, but who embraced us nonetheless. Gerry, you were a real champion. Thank you.
Jerry and Mary were a true part of our family. Since I came to this country 50-some years ago, the year after I came, I met Jerry at a party, of course. And red hair and dancing and singing. I didn't even know he was a priest until at the end of the party, I wanted to know who this person was. The couple who had invited me, she says, "Oh, but you know he's a Catholic priest, right?" And I had no idea. It was a big shock. But I did go and see him at Temple City Diocese and consulted with him, and when we left the priesthood, we were great friends. He came to all my events. I don't remember a Christmas celebration when he wasn't there for Christmas Eve and singing. He was leading all the singing. He baptized all my children. He married my children. He came to funerals of friends together with us. And he was just family. I will miss him forever. But I also think that it was his time to go at the end. And he had a peaceful passing. Well, he'll be with us, his spirit will be with us forever.
I don't know where Jenny went to, but she raised a thought in my mind about Mary. And Mary took this difficult chore, taking care of Gerry and loving him, and she never backed down. So I ask you, don't forget Mary. Gerry's gone, Mary's still here. So give her a call from time to time.
Gerry was not Gerry, he was my stepmom's brother. I was his sister, and we lived together in the house in Montgomery Park. And Uncle Gerry was just so out there, so cool. Anyhow, he taught me a trick of how to do the table on a chair. He lay down, he had these big wooden chairs that really had he lay down, he was so tall, so lanky. He just picked up his chair like this. He's 14 years old. This guy's a super. I didn't stand up and walk him into the weekend. Anyway, Gerry is very special to me. He married both my daughters. He got me through some personal crises, and he was always good in my life, really. I miss him a lot.
My name is Joanne Quattro, and I'm a sister of the Holy Names. And Gerry was very good friends with some of our sisters who are no longer here with us, but I know they're there to welcome Gerry because he was a very significant part of their lives. He often traveled to Los Gatos, where our retired sisters lived until we had to sell the property. And so I just wanted to say to Mary and the family that the Sisters of Holy Names have been praying with you and are welcoming Gerry in heaven.
There's one thing I forgot to say when I spoke earlier. When I realized that Gerry was dying, I said to him, Gerry, I'm going to try to create a funeral. He loved funerals. I said, I'm trying to create a funeral that would make him really happy and smiled. So you've all contributed to a wonderful morning, a wonderful memorial to my husband, and I'm grateful to all of you for your words and just being here. Thank you.